podcast about something where each week we dive deep into whatever it is we find interesting. I'm your host, Calvin, and joining me, spitting hot bars on the mic, it's your co-host, Nick Richardson.
Turn that shits up. Put some
Get
treble
'em.
in it. Put some treble in it.
Got no bass. Can't hear the snare. Got no snare in my headphones.
Got no snare in my headphones. Who are the 5 greatest rappers alive?
Me. I am.
Me and Dylon and Dylon.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Chappelle show. God damn it.
So we're going back into the well of rap beefs. We've been there before. Go check out part 1. We are doing part 2. Nick and I have each picked 2 beefs that we want to talk about, and we're going to dig into them. Last time we talked about like 8 of them. So this time we're just doing 4 because that's easier.
We can get a little more in-depth with these slapping beefs.
With these 4, exactly.
Yeah, these beefy beefs.
I've got some good ones. Nick, I hope, has some good ones. I don't know what they are before we started this. So I think let's get into hold on. Before we get into it, can we talk about the art of the rap beef?
Dude, it's a very niche thing, but it's fantastic. It is so full of just, quality entertainment.
It's I agree when it's good. It's wonderful. And even when it's bad, it's nice. It's fun to like research why it started and why they're doing things and how dumb the things are that they're either fighting about or the things that they're saying on the mic are. But sometimes I just feel like it's a bit of a lost art. The 90s was really the height. That kind of ended with Jay-Z and Nas. Maybe a little bit Shady Aftermath and Murder Inc. was really probably the true end of it, of like the last great rap beefs, because after that, we talked about some of these on the last one. You got like 50 Cent and Rick Ross, Nelly and Chingy, T.I. and what was the T.I.? Lil Flip, Lil Bow Wow, and Soulja Boy. Like those just don't hold up to your Jay-Z and Nas's, your Eminems, and pretty much everybody, Tupac and Biggie, Ice Cube, and like also again pretty much everybody.
It's just turned into a big troll fest.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It transitioned with 50. Like, he was that guy. He was the missing link in that regard. He was so good at trolling. There's a lot of like young YouTube rappers and stuff that I've kind of seen news articles pop up about that have been getting killed lately. But I feel like for quite a long time there, it shifted from being violent, taking each other out, to more, just talking mad shit and trolling each other. Yeah,
kind of. It's more become laughing at each other rather than like, I'm gonna kill you and your whole family.
Right.
Yeah.
It's flexing on each other now. It's just
and they're mostly only live like on the record right now, right? It's not like, if these rappers these days that are beefing, if they see each other at an award show, like, they're still dapping up. They're not, that Tupac and Biggie, after Tupac went crazy because he thought Biggie may or may not have set him up to shoot him. Like, they weren't cool anymore on any level.
They were gonna fight as soon as they saw each other. Their whole crews were about to throw the fuck down.
Yeah, I'm watching. It's on Netflix now. It was a USA show. It's called Unsolved, the Tupac and Biggie story. And I thought it was a documentary, but it's not. It's a fictionalized retelling of the investigations into their murders. It's pretty good. I'm like 5 episodes.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah. But I didn't pick Tupac and Biggie for this one because I haven't finished that show yet.
I wanted, there's new stuff out there that I wanted to explore.
Yeah, exactly. We did a whole episode on Notorious B.I.G. and we included a lot of that beef in there, so you can go check that out if you want more of our opinions on that. Also check out that show Unsolved on Netflix. It's pretty good. It's got Josh Duhamel in it. It's got Bokeem Woodbine in it, and it takes place. It's really cool. It's probably the worst representations of Tupac and Biggie as the actors playing them out of like all of the fictionalized versions of them.
Like physically?
No, I mean physically they look the part. The actors are just not very good.
That's fair. I would not expect the highest quality talent going into.
I think Notorious still holds the trophy for that with I don't remember the actor's name who plays B.I.G. He was perfect, and then Anthony Mackie as Tupac was really good too.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so But the show's on Netflix. It's good. Check it out. It covers 3 time periods. So it covers like while Tupac and Biggie were alive and all the things that they went through starting in the music industry to what happened between them, to their eventual deaths. It covers the initial investigation, and then they repicked up the investigation in 2006. So it flashes between all 3 time periods. And it's pretty interesting to watch it that way.
Sounds dope.
One of the McPoyle brothers is in it as well.
Oh, gross. If he was drinking some milk in there, I'd probably
No,
downright refuse
it's
to
like the
watch it.
main one that you've recognized from other things. The actor's name's Jimmy Simpson, and
Yeah,
you would know him. But he's always a McPoyle, and that's kind of a testament to him of how well he's become a McPoyle.
Yeah, he pulls that shit off very well.
So gross.
It's so gross, dude. It's fucking nasty. It's fucking nasty.
All right, so we're gonna talk about. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, folks, if you're interested in this subject, a really good place to go is YouTube.
Of the McPoyles?
No, of rap beefs.
Yes.
And McPoyle superlatives.
There's a lot of like random stuff that you wouldn't find other than going YouTube, and like there's a lot of like YouTube deep dives. But if you're also interested about these 4 specific ones we're gonna go over, just keep listening, and
Hell
we'll
yeah.
cover them. So we're going over actual good rap beefs today. Nick is gonna start us off with his first one, which is
Beef 1. Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly.
What an idiot.
Body weight between them, 200 pounds. Height between them, 7 foot, 35,000 inches.
What the hell are you even talking about?
I don't know. I'm just going on a rant here. Either because Machine Gun Kelly literally looks like a fucking scarecrow, and there's not much to Eminem.
That's fair.
Just had to throw
He's beefed up
I'm
probably
starting to
isn't
beef Kelly.
the right word, but Eminem's filled out a little bit in his old age.
He's become a very homely, elderly man at fucking 48, I think he is now. But anyway, this beef, you said it pretty well. Machine Gun Kelly is a fucking dummy. Back in 2012, he started commenting on Twitter about Haley Jade. I think everyone knows that Eminem is very serious when it comes to his kid.
Don't fuck with Haley.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Haley, especially as a 16-year-old, and he said she is hot as fuck, which I don't even know how old he was at the time. That just, either way, don't go within 50 miles. I don't even look at a picture of her because I'm afraid Eminem is going to come to my house and beat the shit out of me. He's going to we'll find you.
There have been, she's like over 21 now. And there have been like all these articles or like little things that are like, oh, check out Eminem's daughter and how she is, like, look at how she looks now. And she does the whole like Instagram influencer kind of stuff. And I'm just like, nope, not going to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm not even
It's all I need
there.
is to make a bad comment, and Eminem just ends my whole life.
You just close your medicine cabinet one day and he's behind you. He's like the real Slim Shady stood up bitch and just fucking garrotes you.
we would for real be a podcast about nothing after Eminem's done with us.
He would just come on and give a monologue about us and be like, these fucking pussies, these punk bitches. Shout out Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. If you want to come out and spit some bars and roast us, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I would sit there with the biggest smile on my face. You could say with that whatever the fuck you wanted. But anyway, this MGK really thought he could outwit / just outburn Eminem, and it did not go well. So Eminem, as a power player in the rap industry, went, and it's rumored, he didn't necessarily do it for sure. It's not proven, but he made some phone calls, sent some emails that kind of stalled MGK's career. And so he came out and made a song with Tech Nine called No Reason. And of course he had to leave a little line in there that's such a veil. It's some troll shit. It's pussy shit. Can't even name them out, but popped in on the top of the charts out the cop car to remind y'all, you just rap, you're not God. Which, not gonna lie, is kind of a decent little line.
Fine.
But
yeah,
it's it's kind of
also wrong
pussy
though.
shit. Right. It's also, you're fucking wrong, MGK, and I don't like it. I don't want to say his full name. If that bothers you people, I'm very sorry, but that is a mouthful. I don't feel like fucking saying it. So this confrontation kind of comes to a head in 2018 when Not Alike from Kamikaze, Eminem's surprise album, comes out.
Well, because Eminem refused for a while to clap back at him because like it wasn't worth his time, and good shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, fuck. Why would you be? I would be pissed off. I mean, fuck. He's an older dude. He's probably 2012, so I mean 8 years ago. Eminem was probably 39 or 40. Yeah, I'd probably send a strongly worded fucking email too if some dipshit was calling my daughter hot that is, underage. So don't really blame him there. And outside of that, not commenting is probably the wise decision. Because fuck this dude. Yeah. And then, so right after Not Alike from Kamikaze comes out, 4 days later, Machine Gun Dickhead releases Rap Devil, which may be the winner of the stupidest picture, logo art, representative art, whatever you want to fucking call it, I have ever seen. He looks like a caricature of, I don't know, fucking Floki from Vikings. Just like, get this dipshit out of my fucking face.
Yeah, first of all, he's not good looking at all. And he's trying to look menacing. And it just
like
doesn't happen.
85 pounds, man.
Yeah, there's no menace. Even he's holding on to the big axe. Like, there's no menace. I'm sorry.
I didn't even look at the axe. I didn't get past his hand.
Yeah.
And just like his face is just, it's like, man, I really just fucking kind of want to hit you. It just is. But he comes out with Rap Devil, which, not gonna lie, probably one of his better songs, because he's not that good.
No,
I've tried listening to him. I'm not a fan. I think he honestly reminded me of a shitty Eminem the first time I heard him. It's like, who, the yelling into the mic shtick. It's kind of his game too. So 10 days after that, so this was all happening within a month of each other, M releases Kill Shot, which absolutely fucking eviscerates him.
Yeah, lives up to his name for sure.
Oh, dude, it's fucking nasty. I enjoyed it for sure. So MGK kind of steps back a little bit, and he tries to, rile up fans and stuff at a video from a concert when he performed Rap Devil, and he, said to everybody that the fans doctored it to put booze in there. And honestly, if I was a fan at this dude's concert, I don't know why you would go to one. And he put that on. I'd probably boo the shit out of him too, because it's like, hey, you're ripping off M's stick. You fucking suck anyways.
Well, here I think here's the thing: is you can be a fan of MGK and Eminem, and if you are that, okay, you would go to an MGK concert. But if you're also a fan of Eminem, you're not going to sit there and let him diminish what Eminem has been to the industry. And basically, he wouldn't exist if Eminem didn't exist. And so for him to do anything towards Eminem, like I would be booing at him as well. I wouldn't be at an MGK concert because I wouldn't like his music, but I think the cross section of Eminem fans and MGK fans is probably overlaps pretty well.
100%.
But I still don't think they would stand there and for MGK denigrating Eminem in front of his entire audience.
Yeah, I just, fuck you. I guess I'm a little defensive of Eminem. I don't know why.
I agree, and I think that's what the fans are too. That's what I'm saying is they're at this concert, he starts doing Rap Devil, and they're gonna boo him because they know what Eminem means. Like they're all Eminem fans also, and they're not just gonna let him talk shit.
Right. It'd be hard. You make a great point all around. I'm guessing that is a heavy overlap between fan bases. So, if Eminem's doing it better from the get-go, they probably like him a little bit more. They're like, yeah,
Eminem
your concert
at almost
was
50 is still doing better.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure his concert is a hell of a lot cheaper than an Eminem concert. It's like getting the Diet Eminem. The white chocolate Eminem. I don't even know if it's
Diet. It's like Diet Dr. Thunder Eminem.
The coconut milk Eminem.
Yeah.
some whack ass shit like that. But anyway, this stuff devolved even fucking further. So some actor from Ozark got involved and got the shit beat out. Got the shit beat out of him by MGK security detail because he's hoored. And
which actor?
Gabriel Rodriguez. And he had
character?
beef with I have no idea. I've never watched Ozark.
Oh,
Couldn't tell you.
you should watch Ozark. It's really good.
I've heard that, and I just don't need another show right now. I'm trying to get some distance, man. But anyway, he took offense with MGK for talking shit about Eminem's daughter, which I think everybody would too. It's like, yo, that's Haley. Come on, man. There's literally like 12
we've literally
songs about
been following her since she was just born. Like she's been on his music and he's been talking about her. So if you're a fan, like you're there. Like she's all our collective daughter as well. Like we've been watching her grow this whole time, or not even watching, but like listening to her grow through Eminem songs.
Eminem, you heard me. I'm not looking. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, Haley's song, that's a great song. Most people know pretty much every word to that song. My Dad's Gone Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on. But Eminem really came out, pretty much the first time he spoke about this whole situation and fired his first shot in like print, really kind of closed the book for me. I don't think he really come back from it. And I will read that for you. Thusly. First he said, I'm the greatest rapper alive since my fave rapper banned me from Shade 45. I could give a fuck about your career. You think I actually fucking think about you? Do you know how many fucking rappers that are better than you? You're not even in the conversation. And to hear that from Eminem, who's got to be, I imagine, his fucking idol at one point or another, that's a gut punch. That's a knife to the heart.
It's a kill shot.
Ooh, shit. I missed that one. God damn it. I'm off my dad pun game tonight.
It's okay.
It's alright. But honestly, I wasn't impressed with any of Machine Gun Kelly's lyrics. He's got an okay
he's not very
flow.
Impressive.
No, he's really fucking not. And basically called Eminem old and says, you should be grateful because you're rich as fuck. Like he didn't work his dick off and,
or like
do a bunch of...
MGK should be grateful because Eminem exists so he can exist.
Right. I think it all kind of boils down to the fact that MGK's pissed he didn't get a movie. He really went in on...
a movie? He's in Bird
Which
Box.
movie was it? He's in Bird Box?
Yeah.
Isn't he in that...
He's like the dude that makes out with the girl the whole time. Like, that's all they do is they just, like, make out in the house the whole time and then they die.
Oh, that fucking idiot?
Yeah.
He's in The Dirt, too, I think.
Yeah, he's been in a couple things. But, I mean, it's no 8 Mile, obviously.
Well, it's no movie about himself. I mean, that's the ultimate fucking flex. What's that?
I said nobody would want to watch that movie.
I wouldn't want to watch that movie. Be like, yeah. No. 8 Mile's way better. That's a great movie anyways. And still, MGK came back for more. Got up off his ass, and reignited this feud in 2020 with this stupid ass line. Killed me a goat so my jacket got stains on it. Wiping my nose like I got some cocaine on it. Pulled out his coffin and ate me a plate on it. Called up his bitch, showed my dick, let him lay on it. And it's just like, I mean, it's way better in print, honestly, but he's a little bit clever.
Did he actually kill a goat? I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he fucking did either.
Happened. I think something that happens, and it's part of the reason why these newer rap beefs are not very good compared to old ones, is they constantly just claim that they won, regardless if they did or not. Like, both sides are constantly claiming, not in this case, because I don't know that Eminem even, like, after Killshot, I don't know that he continued to acknowledge it. I'm sure you can give us more information on that. But, like, let's go to, like, Drake and Meek Mill. they both like put out one diss track and they're like, nope, I want it, it's over. And then the next guy would put out the next one and be like, nope, I want it, it's over. And it's like, it hasn't even played out. It's been a week, you guys. Like, you gotta like, you can't just claim victory because you put out one diss track. And I think that's part of it that like makes it bad, is they're trying to win. They're not trying to like destroy the other person necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think they understand what the fuck a rap beef really is. It's like you just said, to destroy another person.
Yeah, I like Meek Mill and Drake are both still making music. Ja Rule is not making music anymore.
I don't know if 50 is either.
Well, not anymore, but Ja Rule wasn't making music anymore directly after that was over.
Yeah, dude. 50 fucking
Like
nailed him.
50 had a solid like 2-3 years of like still being sought after. Ja Rule did not.
Yeah, Ja Rule fucking fell off because 50 really did buy out the first couple front rows. That's so bogus.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate fucking flex, though. And honestly, I can't say that Eminem really acknowledged it much further than that. I think MGK is probably still will bring it up at parties. He'd be like, "Hey, did you hear about that song I made about fucking shitting on Eminem?" And now that he's dating, what's her name, Megan Fox, I'm sure he feels pretty hot shitish. But that dude he kind of fucking fell back into obscurity. So I'd say Eminem won this rap beef.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really a win. It was basically, I don't know, a fucking NBA team. It was like watching the Lakers, like LeBron shut down Derrick Rose in the fucking playoffs when Derrick Rose was still on the Bulls.
It's the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals, right? Like, the Globetrotters are going to win by 50, making hook shots from half court. Washington Generals don't stand a chance. That's
No.
MGK in this.
Yeah, pretty much. Adults versus like a little 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And he got put in his place. It was a pretty good time.
Well, and so I don't even know that it's a beef as much as it's like MGK's tried to start a beef and Eminem killed him one time and then just moved on with his life. I mean, it fits into what we're talking about, but like Eminem was like, all right, this guy's just going to keep being annoying until I acknowledge him. So let me acknowledge him real quick, destroy him, and then I'm just going to be on with my life.
I gotta say,
And
it's
MGK
a beef,
just
dude.
keeps coming. I guess it's more just like MGK's Oliver Twist going back up to the line asking for more soup. Like,
And Eminem just slaps that bowl out of his face, fucking bends him over his knee, and fucking spanks his ass.
anytime his records aren't selling very well, he tries to go after Eminem again, hoping to get some buzz around his name. Like, it's not.
Get some traction.
Yeah. It's not a mutual beef. Let's say that. Like, Eminem put his work in on it. He's done. But
He made a whole song about it, man. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing.
There's rival songs, so I gotta say that qualifies for beef material.
I think so. I agree.
Someone got beat up. I mean,
But
it
wasn't ever a fair fight. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like this should have never happened. Like, MGK, if you're trying to like gain some respect or just traction around you, like, why are you going after Eminem? Call out Kendrick Lamar. Call out Drake. Everybody calls out Drake.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
I mean, Kendrick Lamar would kill him too.
Oh, dude, Kendrick Lamar would fuck him up.
Drake would be a good fight though. Not an actual fight, a good verbal, lyrical fight.
Yeah, I could say Drake would fucking kill that dude. He put on like 35 pounds. That motherfucker's jacked now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Drake.
Good shit. You know, MGK is like, Megan, call me M. And
yeah, that's why he's Machine Gun Kelly, so he can just go by M when he needs to. He can drop the GK.
Yeah.
That'll make him feel better about himself.
Mature. You know, like Snoop Dogg has moved all the way from Snoop Doggy Dogg to Snoop Lion. You know, that's a big mature bell curve there. And he's going to do the same thing. It's just going to be M, and he's going to grow a beard and, you know, maybe
dye his hair brown, or like let his natural brown hair come out.
Right. I was about to say dye his hair brown, right? You know, he procs out of that shit.
It's true. I agree. Eminem won. If anybody disagrees, fuck you.
And let us know on Twitter.
Yeah, that's at APA something, @alone_podcast. You can let us know who wins all of these rap battles, but mine are pretty scientifically proven who wins and who doesn't. And I'm going to move into my first one here, and it's Common versus Ice Cube in the 90s.
Ooh.
I'm going
The
back to
90s
the
was a
heyday.
hell of a time.
Yeah, I'm going back to the heyday.
That was a hell of a time.
So this started when Ice Cube perceived a lyric on the Common song "I Used to Love Her," so I used to love her, but it's like acronymized, as a slight towards Ice Cube and NWA. It really wasn't, but Ice Cube perceived it that way.
You have said line.
Yeah, so Common referenced Boys in the Hood, an Eazy-E track that Ice Cube had written, and I Used to Love Her. Okay, it's like a whole stanza kind of, because you gotta take it in context to understand. So here it is. But then she broke to the West Coast, and that was cool. So in the song, the her that he's referring to is hip hop rap music. So then she broke to the West Coast, and that was cool, because around the same time I went away to school, and I'm a man of expanding, so why should I stand in her way? She probably get her money in LA, and she did stud, she got big pub, but what was foul, she said that the pro-black was going out of style. She said Afrocentricity was of the past, so she got into R&B, hip house, bass, and jazz. Now black music is black music, and it's all good. I wasn't salty she was with the Boys in the Hood, because that was good for her. She was becoming well-rounded. So he's saying that rap moved from New York to this place, blah, 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 and it spread, and it went out to the West Coast, and that was fine, because it was expanding. More people were getting exposed to rap music.
Right.
But
I mean,
Ice Cube was taking that as a slight somehow.
Ice Cube takes fucking everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much.
If someone
it.
crop dusted him in the grocery store, he would throw everything on the goddamn ground. He wouldn't be grocery shopping. Get the fuck out of here.
So Doug Infinite, this is a friend of Common's in the music industry, said that he never intended it as a diss. Common was just trying to tell the version of history of what happened to hip hop. Common recounted this as well in his memoir, One Day It'll All Make Sense, by saying, I guess Ice Cube just hurt my song differently. And Ice Cube, he didn't really see it as, hip-hop's just growing and expanding. That's a good thing. He took umbrage with Common calling out his song about Boys in the Hood. And maybe he just never listened to the song. I don't know. Maybe he's just like, oh, Common said the name of my song in his song, so obviously he's dissing me. I don't know.
But somebody was like, oh shit, Cube, he's talking shit.
Yeah, and Cube's just like, hell no.
Yeah.
So that's when the actual diss tracks started flying, because the first one was not, but Cube cannot have a fake slight in his brain without coming back at somebody.
Yeah, no fucking shit. He comes back at everything, as stated previously.
Yeah. And maybe the only thing I can maybe stretch here is that Cube maybe thought hip hop being referred to as well-rounded, maybe he's thinking, okay, it's become pop music now, and he's a big part of it being pop music, and he didn't ever want to feel like a mainstream pop artist. He's a gangster rapper, so maybe he's thinking that Common's calling him out for not being as gangster as he wants to be. I don't know.
I think I got it, and I think you got to take it in the context of the 90s.
Ice Cube just being offended.
No, he's just like, I think that motherfucker's calling me gay. Well-rounded? I'm fucking rough. I'm horde.
Could be it.
Eazy-E's like, hey, Ice, I think he's calling you gay, man. Fucking Eazy-E talking like a goddamn chipmunk.
Alright, so Ice Cube comes back at him with the song West Side Slaughterhouse, which is a Mac 10 track, and it was featuring Ice Cube. His highlight line on that is, used to love her, mad cause we fucked her, pussy whip bitch with no common sense. So he's going right back at Common here. He calls him out by name pretty much, and saying that it's more jealousy from Common than anything else. It's like when your ex-girlfriend starts dating a dude who's clearly better than you, but you just keep talking shit about how wacky he is to your friends anyways. I think that's what Cube is saying about Common here, is that you're just mad because we made rap music better than you ever could.
I ain't gay, bro. That's why I fucked your chick.
And
I mean, That is so fucking ridiculous, though. I don't understand. This is a little more intricate than I expected.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say that there's some substance behind what Ice Cube is saying. I mean, Ice Cube and MWA were clearly more commercially successful than Common ever was. Common was more of an artist. He didn't rap for commercial success and all of the trappings that come with it. He rapped for the art of rap music, and Ice Cube kind of called him on his bullshit here.
Well, I mean, I think I see more Common's point of view than anything, where I agree with you 100%. He is definitely an artist. Pretty decent actor, too.
He's very good.
But, I think his verse was cold, the one you just read.
I used to love it. Go listen to the whole song. It's really good, and like taking just that stanza out of context doesn't do the song justice, because like he goes through, like, it started in New York and he goes all the way through like what rap music has been for, the past 10, 15 years of when his song was made.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I think because it originated in New York and that was just, what they did, I think it's like almost like a little brother type thing. Like, it's just like, I pass this on and you're doing super fucking well with it, and that's cool too. It's been around the block. It's well rounded.
Well, and
never mind.
Right. No, I gotcha. So Ice Cube even goes on to say, hip hop started in the West. Like, that's one of his lines on this too. And this definitely isn't Ice Cube's best diss track ever. That's No Vaseline, hands down. And I just think here he's still just trying to call out Common, because Common, he's claiming that hip hop started in New York and later moved out to the West as it grew in popularity. And so maybe that's where Ice Cube felt the disrespect, because people from the West Coast kind of understand that they're the ones that made hip hop popular, and with Death Row and all of that, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, NWA, all of these people, they are what made hip hop hip hop. Otherwise, it was just like basement beats and people rapping to no one listening. Yes. Not
making any money.
Right. So maybe
being a commercial success.
Maybe that's kind of what Cube is disrespected at, is like, no, we're the ones that made this a real thing. Yeah, you guys are good, but we made this a real thing, and now you're saying like we got the sloppy seconds here, and I don't know.
When you say it like that, you're very persuasive. Very persuasive.
I don't know that I'm trying to persuade you, because I'm gonna come at you with the bitchin' you from Common. Common just tries to destroy Ice Cube's entire life here.
Hit me.
And so I'll get to the lines, but honestly, this track, if you've never heard it, go on YouTube right now. Listen to the bitch in you.
YouTube's down, man.
Oh, well, okay. When the people listening to this, YouTube should be back up by then.
It might not be. This could be the end, Calvin.
I've never heard of the bitch in you before, but honestly, after listening to it, it needs to be mentioned with the No Vaselines and the Ethers and the hit 'em ups. It should be mentioned up there. It's not better than any of those, but it's on that level. It's really good and really detrimental to Ice Cube.
It's fucking lethal. It's hot, bro.
Yeah.
It might melt.
And I never even knew that this beef existed until I was just like looking for rap beefs to talk about. So like I'm really glad I came across this. So here I'll go into some of the lines. N-words are replaced with dudes. Just gonna throw that out there. So this is Common on the bitch in you. Now, what the fuck I look like dissing a whole coast? You ain't made shit dope since America's most. So, just staple of the rap beef, claiming that your opponent had one good album, usually their first album, and, recalls to Jay-Z's, that's a one hot album every 10-year average.
Right. All right.
Then we go to On the Dick of the East for your first release. Your lease is up at the crib. House dudes get evicted in videos with white boys talking. You get wicked. Natural born killer, dude, you natural born god. Reed Rich, the nerve to say you rob. Got the nerve to say you rob. So now he's just going after Ice Cube. He's only hard on videos for white boys, so he's kind of a relative gangster, right? He's only a gangster. Yeah, he's only a gangster because the people next to him are decidedly not gangster. And he's also, he's saying he's no killer, he's rich, and he's never robbed or killed anything. He's just this. At this point, NWA's blown up. He's been in a few movies. He's just a rich guy. Why is he singing about killing and robbing? Common's got a point. Common's got a lot of points here. So then he goes on, hypocrite, I'm filling out your death certificate, slinging bean pies and St. Ides in the same sentence. So again, death certificate, Ice Cube album. He's just always great when the rap beef references another album or a line in somebody else's song. And then he calls...
That was nasty. That was a good fucking line.
Yeah. But so the next one, the slinging bean pies and St. Ides in the same sentence, needs a little bit of explanation to understand how he's a hypocrite for doing that. So Ice Cube had converted to Islam, and he's promoting a malt liquor company simultaneously. That's what St. Ides is, the malt liquor company, and the bean pies is referring to something in Islam.
I would not have made that connection.
No, neither did I. Like, I'm glad I read it, because being a Muslim, you are not supposed to consume alcohol. So, like, you can't do both, right? You can't promote both things.
Right. And I know Common is Muslim.
Yeah. So then he goes on, rap career is over, better off acting. What trouble I see in managing Dub C and Whack 10. You backed into a four-corner hustler, lying on your dick, said you was fucking her. Use higher learning, don't take my words out of text. Went from gangster to Islam to the dick of Das effects. So he's just telling him, leave rap, stick to acting. Calls out his West Side Connection members, Dub C and Mac 10, who are pretty much whack, but Ice Cube's managing them, so like he thinks that makes him great. Again, Ice Cube claimed that he was fucking rap, but Common doesn't really think so here. And then he refers him back to his original line on I used to love her. And how he took his words out of context. And while with the higher learning, referencing another Ice Cube acting role.
Man, he fucking shit on him.
Like, God listen to it and read the lyrics while you listen to it, and it's just like, Jesus. He takes shots at every aspect of Ice Cube's life. The only thing I didn't see anything on was NWA.
Yeah, he's not trying to start shit with the whole crew.
Well, I mean, Ice Cube's the only one you should actually be afraid of in NWA, like coming at you lyrically, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre could end your career as a producer. But MC Ren's really good. I'll agree with you.
I think he could flame on people. I just don't think he had as much momentum as Cube.
Right. He didn't have the gravitas around him to, like, okay, if I go after MC Ren, people are gonna be like, what? Who?
Yeah, who?
The least popular member of NWA? Okay.
Whoa, bro. You are 100% correct.
So then he goes further after the acting career. Chris Tucker ain't around. It's your Friday. It was good. I wasn't salty. She was with the boys in the hood. So again, he's saying, look, I was never salty about rap being taken over by the West Coast. He's calling out his acting roles with Chris Tucker and Friday. Calling out It Was a Good Day. And just like going after him for being stupid about misunderstanding the original lyric and starting this whole thing out of nothing.
Right. You read too deep into that shit, buddy.
So the second verse is a little bit tamer, hits all kind of the same beats as the first verse. That was all from the first verse. And then he ends on a high note, quoting NWA, with, from the immortal words of one, a bitch is a bitch, which is a NWA song.
Bitch is a bitch.
And he's also calling Cube a bitch. And that's always my favorite thing, is that when one of the rappers quotes the other rapper back to them to claim how whack they are.
Well, and especially in their own song that's fucking cold as shit on its own.
Exactly. Common is really good and really underrated as a rapper.
Oh, dude, super underrated. Super underrated. In
like 2013, I went on this old school rap binge and I just downloaded a bunch of old school rap. Common was one of the artists I really went after. He has a great flow, just incredibly layered lyrically, and like I would say his flow is on the level of kind of like Mos Def in like the smoothness of it and just how he keeps it running. Like it just doesn't feel like he's ever going to run out of words to say.
Him and Mos Def remind me of like a older, more grizzled Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm. That's a good comp too.
A little more eloquent.
He doesn't ever get the respect he deserves.
Well, I think you made a great point earlier. I don't think his main goal was to be a big shot rapper. Like, I think it was a platform for him to do other things. Yeah. I think he's just a creative dude.
Yeah, he just wants to be creative. And it's also, I think the
Childish
other problem
Gambino, he's like him.
That's a good comp too. I also think a big problem with him gaining that huge commercial success is he's kind of annoying after listening about 3 songs in a row. The songs aren't repetitive as much as they feel repetitive if you're not paying attention to them. Um, just like, because if you are paying attention, it's amazing how diverse his lyrics are. But if you're not paying attention, the beats all kind of sound the same and his flow sounds the same. Like, it's so methodical that you literally would just think you're listening to the same song over and over again, unless you're really stopping and listening to what he's saying.
Right. It's not something you work out to necessarily.
No.
It's more, you got to be in the mood for it.
And then Ice Cube, on the other hand, is really good and also properly rated. Because he hit this weird stage. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I agree with that.
He hit the weird stage in the early and mid 2000s where he's into acting, he's doing all these family films, but also like trying to release gangster rap records. And it just didn't work. Like, he could have gone full Will Smith, but something like kept him tied to gangster rap, and like he was still good.
Triple X. State of the Union.
Like, his mid 2000s music was like fine, but it didn't have the edge when he's in Are We There Yet?
Well, it's just like, this is not the same guy. So it brings to the forefront of the mind. Was it always that guy?
Exactly. And so, along with this beef, there was a rumor that Common took shots at Fat Joe on The Bitchin' You, which Fat Joe was, I think, part of. He was in the middle of this a couple times. That's been dispelled. And
I mean, he is fat. He's very big. He gets in the middle of
I
a
really
lot
wish Common would have taken these shots. Like, could you imagine if we'd have just gotten rid of Fat Joe in the mid 90s? Like, we'd lose Lean Back and We Thuggin', but we've pretty much already lost We Thuggin' because R. Kelly. Can't listen to any R. Kelly anymore anyways. But we would have gotten saved from Get It Poppin', What's Love, Terror Squad would not be a thing. And he was really highly responsible for DJ Khaled too, so there'd be no DJ Khaled if Common would have just taken out Fat Joe.
I'd be okay with that.
I think I'd be okay with it. So many big pun references could have been avoided. Come on, Common. So in 1997, Minister Farrakhan hosted a peace summit to try and squash numerous hip-hop beefs.
Oh my God. Get that stupid
Tupac
shit
and
out of
Biggie
here.
had just been killed, and so the writing was kind of on the wall of where these things could end up. But it didn't really help this one in particular. It didn't really help any of them. This one continued. Mac 10 and Common got heated during a Sprite commercial later in 1997. They were all shooting the Sprite commercial for whatever reason. So pushing and shoving ensued. Common at one point called Mac 10 Whack 10, and like, okay, that's fair. And there may or may not have been a gun pulled before Fat Joe got in the middle and intervened and calmed everybody down.
What the fuck are you reading me right now? This sounds like some Suck My fanfic.
No, it's real. So, Mac 10 got...
Give me my fucking Sprite. What?
Well, it's a Sprite commercial. So Mac 10 got Common kicked out of the commercial, and then Common went outside and smashed the shit out of his car. And Common ended up having to pay for damages to Mac 10's car out of all that.
Did he make the check out to Whacked?
I would have.
That is so funny. Fat Joe got in the middle of it, huh? Boys, come on, Whack. I mean, Mac. Fucking chill out.
So the beef officially ended in 2016 with an Ice Cube track to promote Barbershop 3, The Next Cut. The track was called Real People. It featured Common and Ice Cube, and Common spit the line, "It's a good day when it's me and O'Shea. Ain't no more beef. I put that on Chief." So, like, they're good now.
He's paying me $300,000 to be in this movie.
Exactly. And to do a song for. So Ice Cube was quoted in a Complex interview saying, "I think we've been fans of each other from afar. Our beef happened because of a misunderstanding. It was cool for us to sit down, talk to each other, and work that out as men." So, like, 20 years later,
idiot,
20 years later, they sat down and Common went, "Dude, I was saying it was a good thing that you guys took over rap."
Oh, you know, that Whack 10 line was pretty cool, man. Yeah, I know. That shit was tight, wasn't it?
So I feel like Common in this by far had the hardest hitting track, but it seems that it came down to just like a mutually agreed upon recognition of how impactful each has been to the entertainment industry, both in rap and in movies. So I don't know that there's a winner just from the track. So I took a super scientific formula and I'm going to declare a winner right here, and it's going to be based on their acting accolades. I've got a spreadsheet, okay? And here's how it breaks down. I made a formula. They get 1 point for a starring role. So I declared a starring role as like top 5 billing. And that was kind of hard to figure out. Definitely the least scientific bit here. I just tried to use the way IMDb had the actors listed. But again, sometimes they list them by top billed, sometimes by like order of appearance, sometimes in alphabetical order. So I used a combination of the IMDb list, and then I'd look at the poster if it didn't seem right and see if or where their names appeared.
Okay.
And then they got a total points for the average IMDb rating of all of their movies. So Ice Cube was in 36 movies, Common was in 35 and 38. So I just took an average of all of the ratings on IMDb. And then they got an extra point if the movie also starred Queen Latifah, or if she was in the movie. And then they got an extra point, an extra point, if they are her direct love interest. And so the Queen Latifah points, they're mostly just fun, but I've honestly never thought she wasn't funny in any role I've watched her in. She's really funny and really great, so I wanted to give her the props she deserves here. So the Queen Latifah factor will definitely help decide who wins this battle.
This is a big deal. It's a big deal.
TV appearances don't count for anything. Only movies.
Damn.
Directing doesn't count for anything.
One of these dudes direct. I used see Common directing some shit. But
Ice Cube has directed a lot of movies.
Was he directing that Sprite commercial?
Maybe. He's still directed like all the Friday movies. I think he's done the Barbershop movies too. So, yeah, I think Ice Cube would win if we held directorial points as well. So,
TV Common would win for sure. Sorry, continue.
So I totaled everything up. Common was, like I said, was in 38 movies. His highest scoring movie was Just Right. Got a 5.9 on IMDb. He gets an extra point for being top billed and 2 extra points for the Queen Latifah factor. I just edged out John Wick 2, and it was all on the relationship of Queen Latifah. So that was a total of 8.9 points for Common's Just Right. Ice Cube was in 35 movies, and 22 Jump Street was his highest rated of my super scientific formula, with a 7 rating on IMDb, 1 extra point for being top billed, and 1 extra point for Queen Latifah being in it. Just edging out Boys in the Hood. Again, all on the strength of a Queen Latifah appearance. And just edging out Common's best movie because, let's face it, 22 Jump Street, much better movie than Just Right.
Yes, 100%. I didn't even... Queen Latifah's in that?
She has a bit part, she's not credited in it, but she's in it.
Okay. I don't remember.
So Ice Cube had a lot more starring roles. He got a lot more points for being the star of the movie. And again, if we included directing, writing credits, he'd run away with it. But we're not including that, so the winner of this beef is officially and undisputedly Ice Cube, with a total of 38.72 points to Common's 27.23 points.
If it was TV, which I don't think Ice Cube's been in any TV, but Hell on Wheels is very fucking good. That's where I got into Common and looked up all his music and shit like that.
Yeah, so Common had the better average rating. He had a 6.23 to Ice Cube's 5.72. Ice Cube's been in a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, no shit.
Common also had more Queen Latifah points. He had 3 Queen Latifah points. Ice Cube only had 2. Both were only in 2 movies with Queen Latifah, but Common got the extra bonus point for being her love interest in one. And
this was super scientific.
Yeah, Ice Cube just destroyed Common with the starring roles. Ice Cube had 31 and Common had 18. And that's what made the difference. So congrats, Ice Cube. You've officially been named the winner of this rap beef. You're welcome.
Dude, when you're in XXX State of the Union, shit's going well for you.
All right, so let's move on past my super scientific formula into Nick's next rap beef.
This one. So there's a little explanation, and I'll try to move through it quickly. So beef 2. This beefy beef. This slapping fucking beef is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He's in jail.
Versus the world. He's out of jail.
Oh, shit.
But he's
not
taking on the whole fucking world.
Let's hear it.
I'm pretty sure he's in like witness protection or semi-witness protection. And I will get into why. Okay? So this guy, there's literally an hour and 21-minute movie on YouTube about all the fucking rap beefs this dickhead has started. So basically, I'm going to get into how it started by just giving you a small list of people, and when I say small, I mean small list of people he has fucked with. Starting with Trippie Redd, Pierre Bourne, Casanova, AC High, The Game and YG, Jay Prince Jr., Busta Rhymes, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Nipsey
Gotta go
Hussle,
after Ariana.
a blind fan, and when I say blind fan, Chief Keef and his cousin Tato, because apparently this dude flew out Chief Keef's baby mama and treated her to a bunch of really expensive dumb shit and made Chief Keef look bad. Rich the Kid, Meek Mill,
Sorry, just
and
got some
finally,
Chief Keef going.
fucking Chief Keef, and finally, Snoop Dogg. And that's just a small sample, but I'm leading into Snoop Dogg because that's where he really fucked up. That's where this beef got going. Tekashi's a fucking idiot. Most of his, issues, his beefs kind of boil down to being a sexual piece of shit. And it was so egregious that the rest of the rap world really likes to fuck with him on it. And apparently he also likes to act like a blood. I don't know if he's really a blood, really a hardcore gangbanger. I don't know. He doesn't really look like it. I'm just throwing that out there. So, after picking all these fights, this bastard snitched. He pulled the biggest bitch move in the entire rap genre, which is being a fucking snitch. You don't do that. And he snitched to avoid federal time. So he was looking at big boy time and rolled on all his buddies to get out of it.
Snitches get stitches, man.
Snitches get stitches, as we will see. And by stitches, I mean legal stitches. But so Tekashi posted a video of Snoop apparently cheating on his wife. And it just started, like, as soon as he crossed that boundary, it just fucking shot to the moon. So, I mean, he posted about snitches in the rap game on Instagram. As many of you probably know, 6ix9ine is a notorious troll. That is all this dude fucking does. And he was, slinging charges at Snoop that he was a snitch. So, it basically just started with 6ix9ine, being a little chihuahua, picking on a fucking Great Dane, Snoop lying, that dude, and Snoop Dogg fucking responded.
Good for Snoop Dogg.
He's got to defend his own. He was in, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Trailer Park Boys is one of the dumbest shows on the face of the earth. It's also fucking hilarious.
I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
Oh, it's very, very funny. If you've had a couple beers in you and you turn it on, you'll be like, yeah, this is pretty tight. It's one of those shows. And Snoop Dogg's actually in some of the later seasons. But, so, Snoop goes fucking in on 6ix9ine, and it is hilarious. He posts... So, I mentioned earlier Snoop Dogg's transition from Snoop Doggy Dogg to Snoop Lion. So, this dude says some weird, wacky shit. He thinks the name Snoop Lion is fucking cool. So, let me just open with that.
Snoop Lion is not cool.
Snoop,
and
it's not.
Being a reggae... transitioning into being a reggae artist from what Snoop is actually good at was also a bad call.
It was whack 9. Let's just be real. But
Whack 10.
he posted... It was whack 10, whatever. But he posted a video of Pimpin' Silky, saying, "It's two things Silky ain't never seen. A turtle with speed and a monkey mouth, knock-kneed, trout mouth, bitch I need. And when this quarantine over, I'm trying to take the blue out the sky and put it in a white bitch eye. You dig that?" And then he followed it up with, after 6ix9ine continues to say that Snoop ratted on Suge Knight and stuff like that, Snoop came back
sure everybody's ratted on Suge Knight. Like, that's just the easy one to go to. Yeah, Suge did it. Somebody got killed in LA, Suge did it.
I mean, you'd be right like 95% of the time. Dude was on camera running somebody over. he's not a good dude.
That's pretty much what I'm getting from this Netflix series too. The Tupac Biggie Netflix series is
Suge Knight's a piece of shit. That dude is a fuck up. So Snoop comes back even further and says, after 6ix9ine started making little rat emojis at Snoop and stuff like that, he came back with, last time you said something, and N-word is also replaced with dude.
There we go.
Last time you said something, I ain't have time, but today I got time. You better get the fuck off my line, dude. Rat boy. Rat boy, you really better leave me alone. I ain't the one. No way. Go on and do your shit and get out of my way, bitch. You funky dog head, rainbow head, dog head bitch. Yeah, you. Better leave the dog alone. Go find you a cat. Tom and Jerry shit. Fuck with the dog. Nothing nice, bitch. Rat boy. No, just is fucking nonsense. That Snoop Dogg was, after his 10th blunt, was like, yeah, this'll teach him. This motherfucker.
That's really funny. I want to hear more about the Ariana Grande beef, though.
Basically,
let's get some lines from that one.
He didn't call out. He didn't have any in his rap songs. It was all about Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber's song got #1 on the charts, and his didn't. So you're saying they were paying to overtake him in the charts because he's so put upon.
Or maybe, and just maybe, a lot of 13-year-old girls really like to listen to Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande.
I'd rather listen to him than fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine. I did some research, some visual research, and some auditory research, if I may. I listened and watched the music videos on YouTube, and they were terrible. He has a video where he's like drinking milk and like throwing it all over people.
Why do these terrible rappers keep going after like legends?
I don't know. Like, I get it. You're trying to be, the new lion taking over the pride. Snoop Lion pun. Dang! But it doesn't work. Snoop Dogg has killed people. That dude smokes weed for a living. Tekashi 6ix9ine ain't got shit. He's making music videos about fucking 2% milk. He ain't on nothing.
It does about it good, though.
He's rich as shit, I'll give him that, but his music is fucking awful.
It didn't sound...
Snoop, let's be real. Snoop Dogg has not come out with a hit in 15 years. Maybe, at least 15 years. Drop It Like It's Hot was like the...
That was 03.
How do you know that off the top of your head?
Because, first of all, I bought the Rhythm and Gangster album. And also, I have this weird ability, because I've moved around so much, I can kind of connect, and I went to a bunch of different schools, I can connect when a song was popular with what I was doing at that time really quickly in my brain. So, it just sticks in my brain. I remember being a sophomore in high school and listening to it before basketball games.
Drop it like it's hot when the pimp's in the crib. I can see you fucking dancing around, going out, dunking on some people.
No, wasn't dunking on anyone. Sorry.
Oh man, I gave you the chance, the segue to just say, yeah, I dunked on everyone.
I mean, I did it. Okay. I dunked on a guy one time in my life.
At least you were able to dunk. I've never been. I am 5'9.5", and I will never touch a basketball rim in my life.
Get on those strength shoes.
I mean, I've tried moon boots, and they just didn't work as well as advertised on TV.
I did this Air Alert program when I was a junior in high school, and that worked. And I did 9 out of 15 weeks on it, and it still got my speed and jumping up just past the edge of where I needed to be.
Righteous.
So, yeah.
So, I gotta say, Snoop Dogg won this shit. Hands down.
I think also the world won. We don't have to hear about Tekashi 6ix9ine anymore.
He overdosed on goddamn diet pills and caffeine pills, and now he's, turning a corner. As far as I can tell, he's turning a corner, or trying to at least. I bet you money this dude's probably not going to release a #1 album ever. He's never going to be a legend in the rap game. because he's just not sustainable. Snoop Dogg's fucking
Or
sustainable.
good.
He's got gray hair, man, and he's still at the top. That's saying something in the rap game.
Yeah, and not only that, like Snoop Dogg does other things. He's in movies. He starts businesses. His son is a great receiver in college football
he's
right now.
Super good receiver.
So like Snoop Dogg is going to continue to exist because Snoop Dogg makes sure he continues existing, right? And he has the type of personality to captivate an audience with pretty much just whatever he's doing.
I mean, he's got his name on fucking everything.
Yeah.
He's got Snoop Dogg rolling papers, socks,
He's in a movie with Matthew
t-shirts.
McConaughey.
That's, not the greatest thing.
It wasn't a good movie, but it happened.
Well, I mean, that Wiz Khalifa him movie. So, Snoop appeared in that Mac and Dennis Go to High School movie. That
great film.
God-awful Wiz Khalifa movie.
I've actually never seen it.
You've never seen that?
I've heard of it, but I never watched it.
When it came out, I was still on the periphery of really enjoying Wiz Khalifa. It was just that time in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody went through that phase where it was like, all right, Wiz Khalifa's kind of cool. Black and Yellow was really dope, and I almost kind of like other stuff that he does, but I don't fully like any of it.
He has a freestyle. ATL freestyle is very good. Cushion Orange Juice was a pretty good mixtape, but he's not a good actor, and having Snoop Dogg playing a high schooler did not do you any favors.
50-year-old Snoop Dogg did not make a high schooler.
Who fucking rolls like the craziest looking blunt you've ever seen. It's just like, man, that 15-year-old is very talented at rolling blunts.
I mean, some 15-year-olds are good at rolling blunts.
Well, I mean, I imagine he's been smoking since he was 7, maybe 8. So he's got a leg up on the competition.
That's true. So, Snoop Dogg, you're the winner over Tekashi 6ix9ine. Thanks. Way to go.
Can't even say that shit with a straight face. I mean, he basically put 6ix9ine to bed where he belongs.
Good.
Nighty night.
Nighty night, bitch.
Snoop Doggy
Welcome to
Dogg.
prime time, bitch.
Nice. Check out our Halloween episodes. It's pretty sweet.
All right, let me get my 30 for 30 voice here. Nick, what if I told you that one of the greatest rap beefs of all time was not even from the rap genre, but instead it was between two pop punk / emo bands in the early 2000s?
I wouldn't believe it.
Well, you should, because I'm here to talk about I'm calling it a rap beef, because that's what it is. But there's no rap music involved, and it's between Taking Back Sunday and Brand New. Like I said, these are two pop punk emo bands, early 2000s, when the whole emo scene was really popping off.
I know Taking Back Sunday. I do not know the other one.
Brand New. Both are very good and deserve a listen. But if you're gonna listen to Brand New, you got to start at the beginning, because they start doing like random experimental stuff starting with their third album.
And then they just never came back from that cliff.
No, I mean they've started doing different stuff on each subsequent album, so it's not the music I like anymore.
That's fair.
Some people like it. It's just not. I don't like what it's become, and that's fine that they're experimenting and doing different things. So this all started when Brand New's lead singer Jesse Lacey, his girlfriend allegedly cheated on him with Taking Back Sunday guitarist / songwriter John Nolan. And it's still kind of an open debate of whether Jesse's girlfriend actually cheated on him, or if both men were just pursuing her and Nolan was the first to kiss her, and then Jesse got real salty real quick.
That's my guess. Emo pop punk band.
Oh, just wait.
You ain't seen nothing yet,
It's
guy.
way worse.
Oh,
so Jesse and Nolan had been friends since childhood. They grew up together in Long Island. Jesse had previously been the bassist for Taking Back Sunday before he broke off and started Brand New, and he split kind of right after this whole party happened. So there was like this party that they were all at, and Nolan hooked up with this girl, and then that's when all the shit started to crumble. So he leaves Taking Back Sunday right after that, and then in true rap beef form, everything was just handled through insults on songs after that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I picked two songs from each band's first album here to just kind of highlight the types of disses that were being flung back and forth. Um, the problem is I had to include mostly entire stanzas because that's how they kind of fit together and they don't make sense outside of context. So I'll try and get through it quickly. Um, but you kind of have to have the whole paragraph. You can't just do it line by line because then it doesn't make any sense.
Right on.
So the first song that I'm going to highlight is 70 times 7 off Brand New's first album, Your Own Favorite Weapon. It starts with, I know I want to kill you like only a best friend could. And this is basically the shot heard around the world for this beat. This is what everyone goes back to, of Jesse just calling him out, I want to kill you. That simple.
Yeah. Just want to murder you, brother.
So later he goes on, so don't apologize. I hope you choke and die. Search yourself for something with which to hang yourself. Again, just piling on here, really wants this guy to die for stealing his girl.
He's really leaning into this emo shit.
But also really one of my favorite lines on any, this is one of my favorite Brand New songs, one of my favorite lines. It was always just like really good when you were mad at the world to kind of like sing, scream it along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he moves on to, is that what you call tact? You're as subtle as a brick on the small of my back. So Jesse here doesn't really feel like Nolan ever tried to hide or deny what he was doing with Jesse's quote-unquote girlfriend. And there's a lot more evidence of that earlier in this song and in some other Brand New songs, like The Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows. There's a lot of evidence that Nolan really didn't give a shit about what he was doing and knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah, it was all about the
all about the nookie.
Vagina.
Yeah. So then he finishes, have another drink and drive yourself home. I hope there's ice on all the roads, and you can think of me when you forget your seatbelt, and again when your head goes through the windshield. And he repeats that a couple times. And it's really funny to revisit this because when I was in high school listening to this music, I never knew that this was going on behind the scenes. So when I listened to it, I always thought that like he's referring to some spurned lover or like a girlfriend that betrayed him, and like he kind of is, but not really. So like
that's what you assume.
He always wanted her to die, not like his best friend.
Right. That's what you always assume for an emo pop.
Right.
Song.
But Jesse pretty much just wants Nolan to die in any imaginable way.
Fucking die.
And that's like this whole song, 70 times 7, is just different ways of him wanting him to die.
70 times 7 ways.
Yeah, that's a biblical reference also.
Oh, is it something about, getting eaten alive by bugs or some shit?
Yeah, it's something it's from the book of Matthew. I didn't like read too deep into like what the biblical reference was, but there's something like you'll be punished 70 times 7 times for sinning in such and such way. All those nice things that God does to his followers.
Yeah, for that reason or another.
So let's move on to There's No I in Team by Taking Back Sunday. This is from their debut album, Tell All Your Friends. He starts with, I've got a $20 bill that says, you're up late night starting fist fights versus fences in your backyard, wearing your black eye like a badge of honor. Everything I learned about breaking hearts, I learned from you. It's true. So here he's mirroring some obscure Brand New lyrics from a different song, and he's just generally using them to call Jesse a giant pussy, and it's just A+ work.
Fucking golf
clap this way dude. To go. He's kind of saying that Jesse's the type of person to start a fight with a fence and then brag about his black eye and how badass he is, right?
I mean, I could see that with this, what you told me previously. That makes total sense.
Right, that's what he's saying at least. And then he goes on to, best friends means I pulled the trigger, best friends means you get what you deserve. And so Nolan's the songwriter, the lead singer of Taking Back Sunday is Adam Lazzara, and he is in on a lot of this as well, just by virtue of singing it. And here he's kind of basically copying to the affair and also at the same time kind of blaming it on Jesse for being such a loser in the first place. Like, yeah, I did it, but you kind of suck.
Jesse never, went for it.
Right. So, and that's why there's a lot of debate about whether they were actually dating or if, like, they were just both pursuing her and Nolan was the first one there, And there's nothing from the woman on any of this. So if you're looking for that kind of closure of, like, okay, what's the woman's point of view? It doesn't exist in this. There might not have even been a woman.
It might have been a dude. Who knows? I mean, there's probably an NDA out there, or she's just really enjoying this.
So then they go on. This is kind of the ending of the song, and they kind of go back and forth, Lazzara and Nolan. with "I swear you have no idea. I hope there's ice on all the roads." So they're mirroring back the brand new lines again. The jealousy that became me thinking. That's right, he said it. And you can think of me when you forget your seatbelt. That you always had it way too easy. And again when your head goes through the windshield. So they're kind of in the background mimicking the lines from 70 times 7. But the real message there is, I swear you have no idea the jealousy that became me thinking that you always had it way too easy. And just, again, grade A, just mirroring the brand new lyrics back to them. Again, also while calling Jesse a spoiled asshole and a bit of a pussy again.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse sounds kind of lame.
That's definitely what Taking Back Sunday would have you think, is that he is super duper lame.
Well, I think there's a reason why I've never heard of Brand New.
You're missing out, honestly.
I'm fully open for new music.
We're moving on now to Timberwolves at New Jersey. This is another Taking Back Sunday song from Tell All Your Friends. With this one, I wanted to highlight those words at best were teenage poetry, fragment ideas, and too many pronouns. Stop it, come on, you're not making sense now. You can't make them want you, they're all just laughing. So he's going after the brand new songs and their lyrical style here, and that it's lazy and bad, letting us know that the lyrics are juvenile and uninspired. Which, okay.
You're like, I strongly disagree, bitch.
I mean, I like them, but they are simple. Like, they're simple and easy, and they don't take much creativity to come up with, and he does use a lot of pronoun. Like, he doesn't straight call out Taking Back Sunday ever. Taking Back Sunday, on the other hand, will call him out.
Foreshadowing.
So then it goes on to, stop it, come on, you know I can't help it. I got the mic and you got the mosh pit. What will it take to admit that you were wrong? Was his demise so carefully constructed? Well, let's just say I got what I wanted. So, I mean, he's just saying here that Taking Back Sunday is, first of all, better. They've got the mic, while Brand New, they're in the mosh pit. They don't get up on stage like Taking Back Sunday does. And Jesse needs to just move on. And it doesn't even matter because Nolan got his way.
I remember that line, actually.
Yeah.
That stanza. That is in the back of my head.
I'm trying very hard not to, go full on singing it. Trying very hard.
I mean, I think the fans are missing out, Calvin.
They're not. Just go listen to the song actually by Taking Back Sunday, not by me reading it.
It's not nearly as good as Calvin would be singing it.
So they finish off with, this is me with the words on the tip of my tongue and my eye through the scope down the barrel of a gun. Remind me not to ever act this way again. This is you trying hard to make sure that you're seen with a girl on your arm and your heart on your sleeve. Remind me not to ever think of you again. Taking Back Sunday's ready to just be done with the friendship. They're ready to take the kill shot. Going back to Eminem here.
Dang.
They got their eye through the scope down the barrel of the gun. They're ready to take him out. And they call out Jesse here for kind of being a tryhard with the ladies. The way Nolan saw it, Jesse was kind of your typical, quote unquote nice guy, maybe an incel in the making, just like, oh, well, nice guys finish last. I was just being nice to her and you took her. They just want pretty boys. That's Jesse.
Yeah, not a fan of those guys.
No, they suck.
They blow.
And these two songs, particularly these two Taking Back Sunday songs, they do a really good job of showing the depth of this rivalry and how, because these two know each other so well and that they grew up together, that they kind of play off of Jesse's insecurities because they've been such good friends. They know what those insecurities are and they just go straight after them. Nolan knew that Jesse always felt inferior and that girls always kind of went for the pretty boys like Nolan and Adam Lazzara. So he just went after that right away and honestly killed Jesse with it.
Yeah, just a fucking little bit. I mean, it's a little more honest.
Yes.
And it stings. It definitely stings.
It's definitely more attacking than anything. Jesse said he wanted to kill him a bunch of times, but it didn't attack his character in any way necessarily. It was you fucking suck. I want to kill you.
Right. I hate you. You took my girl. Just a bunch of that whiny baby shit.
So the last one I'm going to highlight is from Okay, I Believe You, But My Tommy Gun Don't. That's from Brand New's second album, Deja Entendu. So he goes, this is war. Every line is about who I don't want to write about anymore. Hope you come down with something they can't diagnose, don't have the cure for. Holding on to your grudge. Oh, it's so hard to have someone you love. And keeping quiet is hard, because you can't keep a secret if it never was a secret to start. At least pretend you didn't want to get caught. So Jesse's coming back at him here, trying to make listeners feel bad for Jesse, and that Nolan knew exactly what he was doing when he was doing it. And to me, he just feels like a sad sack in all of this. Like, he's the one holding on to this. Nolan, like we said, he just attacks, and he's trying to kind of make Jesse look inward, that maybe he's doing something wrong. He did something to bring this on himself because he's kind of a dick and a sad sack loser. But Jesse, he's just going out there and he wants everyone to think he's the victim and that, he's the nice guy and nice guys finish last. I don't know that it's true.
That victim mentality is whack as fuck. It's whack 11. Even.
It is definitely whack 11. And if you need any more of the absolute shade being thrown between these two, listen to Brand New's Your Own Favorite Weapon and Taking Back Sundays, Tell All Your Friends. 90% of both albums is them going after each other. And when you listen to them knowing this, you'll see that, okay, it's them going after each other. They're not actually singing about girls.
I always just assumed they were singing about chicks.
They're not.
They're singing about their best male friends.
Yeah.
And they
and seriously, every song on Brand New's Your Own Favorite Weapon sounds like it's about a girl. It's not. They're all really about Nolan. There might be one that's about, he does attack the girl in one song. Jude Law on A Semester Abroad.
That is pitiful.
I've been listening to like the highlights from this beef all day. So I made a playlist on my phone to listen to just these. And I'm not on Spotify, but if it was on Spotify, I would share that out. So sorry.
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of rap beefs earlier today, and it was pleasurable.
It is. It really is to hear them go after each other.
It's fucking cathartic.
And so while this was a lot of fun on the mic, it was super duper tame off of the mic, especially when you're comparing it to things like Common and Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and Tekashi 6ix9ine. The biggest thing that they did off the mic was each band made t-shirts that took lame shots at each other that they would sell at concert. Brand New made a shirt that said mics are made for singing, not swinging, because the lead singer of Taking Back Sunday has a tendency to swing his microphone around kind of wildly while they perform. So then Taking Back Sunday made their own shirt that said proudly swinging since 1999. And I've looked at both shirts. The Taking Back Sunday one is way better.
Yeah, they just seem way better in every regard.
Yes, because they're not just like, oh, nobody likes me.
Like, I saw what I wanted and I went for it. And I won.
So the beef was temporarily squashed in 2002 when they appeared with each other on tour. And they even got up on stage and sang some of these songs together. But it was back on by at least 2004 when Taking Back Sunday released their second album, Where You Want to Be, that featured more shots at Jesse and Brand New, which is weird because John Nolan had left Taking Back Sunday by then, and they're still just there taking shots at Brand New, which is great.
Well, that chick, once she saw him on stage, sent out a couple text messages.
She was like, I like that swinging mic.
You're making me look bad. She started banging another Taking Back Sunday guy.
No one knows who the woman is. She's an enigma.
Watch it be like Anne Hathaway.
That'd be kind of funny.
Jennifer Lopez.
No, Jenny from the Block would take both of them now. Like, she'd go out there, she'd roast both of these bands. There's no way she's playing.
Them fools between her ass cheeks.
So, both bands are still making music. Nolan has returned to Taking Back Sunday, but they've mostly stopped taking lyrical shots at each other. As far as 2015 was the last thing I could really see as an entry in the feud, it is still alive and well. In an interview with Taking Back Sunday lead singer Adam Lazzara, he was asked about the beef, and he said, I think Jesse Lacey is just a dick. He sucks. He's not a good person. And there's quite a bit of evidence within Brand New's own music that backs up that Jesse's a dick.
There you go. I mean, I'm going to go with the popular opinion.
There are some songs that heavily imply he did some date raping in his 20s. And then he sang about it as a cathartic experience.
Yeah, what a fucking asswipe.
Yeah. It really feels like...
beat up Jesse.
Let's find him. He's probably 50 now.
Fuck that dude up.
It really felt like both men are just clearly obsessed with each other, and that obsession has not seemed to have waned over the past 20 years.
It seems very... seems like they might have a sexual interest in each other.
It feels like they're fighting over each other and in love with each other rather than whoever this woman is that's in question.
But it's back to the, I'm not gay, you're gay!
Yeah.
And they just don't know how to deal with it.
No, not at all.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure if I am, though. If you make 2 fucking albums about this shit,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And they just keep going back to the well. Like, it's been 20 years. Like, move on.
They're just like, man, this is making me a fuckload of money. I bet if we make out, we'll make a lot of money.
So, as far as we know, the feud is still going, but I'm just going to have to claim, this is less scientifically this time than the Common Ice Cube. I got to claim that Taking Back Sunday won. And, I mean, they went after Jesse and his insecurities, and they demolished him.
I'm just going to go with the fact that I've heard of Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, that helps.
That's a big deal. I was into that emo scene. I went and saw My Chemical Romance in concert. I was down with it.
Yeah,
it was a fucking
Taking
great
Back
show.
Sunday was one of the more popular. They ended up on the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. Yeah, so they're out there.
Yeah, they were out there. I never bought an album or anything, but I definitely listened to their songs.
So on their second album, Deja Entendu, Brand New barely tried to retaliate. They had that one song that I referenced earlier, and Taking Back Sunday just keeps going after whenever they feel like they can, and they just bury him into the ground. And like Brand New they tried to be introspective on Deja Entendu. They weren't trying to keep the feud going anymore, and that was released during that brief time of peace. And then 2004 came around. Taking Back Sunday just kept on going, even though Nolan was no longer in the band. They're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna keep taking shots at him because it's easy and he's a dick.
And we can make a shitload of money because everyone thinks we're talking about chicks.
And I think the most important thing of why Taking Back Sunday wins is because Jesse and Brand New use their platform, they use their music to just sulk about how he's not good enough and what a bad friend Nolan is, rather than going on the offensive at all. Like, Nolan didn't care that he was a bad friend. It didn't matter. He got what he wanted. He moved on with his life. To me...
Well, in his mind, he wasn't a bad friend. He was just like, this dude is a fucking idiot.
That's
He
fair.
was just a waste of space.
I really feel like Jesse came out of this thing looking more like Snape than anything else. He's holding on to this grudge because the girl that he liked had the audacity to like another boy better. So he's just going to treat everyone like shit because he didn't get his girl. And that is classic Severus Snape.
You nailed that shit on the head, dude. I've known so many of those dudes through my life, and it's just like, listen, if you would just
Snape doesn't
chill
get
the fuck
redemption
out.
for always being in love with Lily when she liked somebody else. Like, that's stalker shit. Move on.
Well, I mean, be her friend. Be happy for her. Find someone else. There's happiness out there. Fuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to go about it. Jesse, you're not doing it right. Sorry.
Making 2 albums is not the way to go about it.
I mean, it had me on the edge of my seat. That's for sure. We got anything more on these rap beefs?
I do not. These were some fantastic rap beefs, even though your last one is a little iffy.
No, it's a rap beef. It feels like a rap beef, okay? The music was not rap, but it felt more like a rap beef than Eminem versus MGK, all right?
Hey, now.
If
now.
Tekashi
There's a chick
6ix9ine
in the
versus
middle of it.
Ariana Grande gets mentioned, I think we can fit these guys in there.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah. If you have any arguments, you think Brand New won, you think Common won, you think MGK won if you're fucking insane. Let us know on Twitter at APA something @alone_podcast. Let us know if you got any other rap beefs that we should cover in the future. We'll probably come back to this for parts 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, who knows? We'll just keep going until we run out of beefs to talk about, which will never happen because rappers are stupid.
I mean, rap is a beefy game.
Yeah. They just keep going at. I want to correct myself that rappers are not by nature stupid, but the fact that they keep going after each other in the same ways is a stupid thing to continue doing.
It's not progressive at all.
Yeah. Like let's think of a new angle here.
Let's try something different, y'all.
All of the music is provided by somebody who's never been in a rap beef. That's Those Cats.
You guys stay sassy.
Stay classy.
Para que me esquila.